And we are going live.
Whee!
Are you ready for
Hello
this?
world. Yes, we are live. I see it.
All right, everybody. Welcome
Hey.
back. Welcome to Progressives Abroad live stream. We're here live. I'm your host, Boutique. We've got Screaming Eagle in the house. It's Saturday.
It's
Reporting.
Saturday, baby.
Yeah, I'm reporting live from Oslo, Norway. Eagles over there in the South Florida. We're about to get wild up in here today. How you doing today, Mr. Eagle?
Doing great, Boutique. Doing great. It's another beautiful day in South Florida, at least until this afternoon. I think, as we've mentioned in the past, we do not have seasons here except summer all day long, all year long, 365 days. So it's feeling like 103 degrees Fahrenheit out here today with afternoon thunderstorms coming in. So stay inside because everyone's already inside anyway. There's nowhere to go, so it doesn't matter. We're doing good, man. Doing great. Living the dream. Everything
Nowhere
good
to
over there?
go.
How's everything over there across the pond?
Oh man, it's wild, dude, because it is, it's one of these days here in Norway and Scandinavia because everybody thinks that it's just dark and cold here all the time, but then there's like this drastic contrast that starts occurring around this time of the year where the days get longer and longer every single day. It's like, another 8 minutes longer or something like that. So the sun is
Oh,
staying out later and later. It's actually getting hot. And unlike Florida, where you have all this air conditioning on the inside, here you don't. So I mean, you're supposed to like stay inside all day, but it's getting kind of hot and it's nice and sunny, and everybody wants to go outside. Um, I don't know. I was out today on my way here to the Secret Layer Studios. And I saw people out all over the place. It's a bit scary out right now, I have to say. People are loosening up. We discussed this a little bit the past couple episodes probably, but people have been loosening up quite a bit as the sun comes out, as the holidays came by. Um, Now they're recently released an app which we'll get to a little later in the stream, where it's tracking people, it's giving people a bit more, what I think is a bit more a false sense of security. So I mean, it's, I don't know, I'm waiting for the next tsunami of COVID-19, unfortunately, right now. We'll see what happens. I don't want to sound too
yikes.
pessimistic, but yeah, anyways, that's the little summary from everybody. But beautiful out, very beautiful, and we're inside sheltering in place for the most part.
As we should be. Essential things need to take place,
Stay
which
home, everybody. Yeah.
just stay home.
Just stay home.
Just stay home.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump right into it because I know we got a lot to talk about today, everybody. So for those watching, please make sure to interact in the chat box. We love your comments, feedback,
Yeah.
questions, anything and everything you got for us. But let's get this show on the road. I will kick us off with our heat map forecasting updates. Da 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 da.
What's the forecast over there?
Let's see. Let me take it here to the USA News Desk. And
By the way, while Screaming Eagle's doing that, I just want to remind everybody, please subscribe and please share this channel. And if you ever care, dropping us some donations, we can get some green screens and look like real weather people over here.
ooh, instead of me floating in the eagle head like this, like I got my eagle grill going on today again. Oh,
It's
there
nice.
it is. The eagle just popped up on my shoulder. Now it goes away. All right, everybody. I think you can all see this now, right? Look good.
Looking
So,
fresh.
um, the website that we all continually go to get our projections, our forecasts, our update. This was just recently updated as of yesterday. So these continue to change, and let me refresh here. But this has now become much more detailed. They have an incredible amount of data on this website now. But just as a very quick overview, so Florida, the state of Florida, has apparently already peaked in daily deaths. That was on April 2nd. So now this is new. This is a new wrinkle. Containment strategy. After June 1, relaxing social distancing may be possible with containment strategies that include testing, contact tracing, isolation, and limiting gathering size. So and we're going to get to the rest of this. We're going to talk about this a little bit today here on the show, but that Governor DeSantis here in Florida has already releasing some of the restrictions, and today is only April 18th, and some of those restrictions are with the beach. And in Jacksonville, there were thousands of people out on the beach already, just in this like four-hour window. You continue to see it in Norway with some of these lifting of restrictions. But I must say that these numbers and this data was definitely more promising to see, and gave me a little bit of a glimmer of hope versus what had initially been on here. So we're still, I mean, look, the death curve projected could go all the way up to 182, but so they're projecting it to be 43. So I mean, look, it's been up and down, 23, 72, 25, 72. So it's been up and down. There's still no consistency as far as that, but really down here. So now the total deaths in the state just last week were up to almost 6,000, if I'm recalling properly. And now it's only, not only, I mean, one death is too many, but now it's saying, 1,300 or so projected as the median. So we continue to see the effects and the positive effects of social distancing being in place. But again, this new wrinkle here is really saying from June 1 onward that the containment strategy, and this is the most important part, testing, contact tracing, isolation of those people who are confirmed to have it, and then still limiting the size of gatherings, no big gatherings. And that's the biggest, these containment strategies are the biggest question mark of what we need to do here in America. And I know Trump and the administration saying that we have plenty of testing, but we don't. I mean, I just don't feel like we do. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think that we do. So moving on. So here's the other heat map. This is the Johns Hopkins University Coronavirus Resource Center. This has an incredible amount of data. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to dive into it. This has, and I know you're going to touch on some Norway numbers here shortly for everyone listening.
I just wanted to can I interject real quick?
Please.
Because I wanted to just bring up this one article. I just wanted to see how this factors in with the numbers that you got over there. Because I got an article from the Miami Herald. This was written just about 18 hours ago, and it says that Florida sees the here, I'll bring it up real here. Tell me if this works in there, because maybe this is even more updated. So yeah, it says Florida sees more new coronavirus cases reported after 3-day drop in numbers.
I can see it well. Unbelievable. So see the inconsistency, it's just still not there. And the testing isn't there. I don't think we have a full idea. I mean, I think we're all hopeful. And then as we keep hearing about things opening back up, or that the president wants to open up the country, and places like Minnesota are trying to open up, and middle of nowhere states in America where there's not nearly the amount of population as it is down here in South Florida. So to this, what we're seeing right now on the screen is that Governor DeSantis has even said that even if other parts of the state of Florida start slowly opening up, that the South Florida area is still going to be on its own different terms, and that there will be a different approach and a different path for down in South Florida, where we are here in the USA News Desk, versus the rest of the state. So that is still to be determined. Governor DeSantis has put together a committee, kind of what the White House is doing. So there are people on this Florida committee. I'm not sure who comprises it, but those people are going to put together the roadmap for us to start opening things back up, whatever that may look like. So back over here to this. So just a quick touch on Norway: 7,000 confirmed, 163 deaths. The USA overall total confirmed worldwide is 2 million, almost 2.3 million. We'll probably cross that threshold today.
And I mean, it still to me just seems like a mess everywhere, because if all this like disorganized, uncoordinated efforts, I mean, I know like certain regions, like I heard the northern, like the Midwest states are starting to do some coordination up near like Minnesota and all these places.
Yeah.
But wow, geez, look at that map. Wow.
Incredible. I mean, the whole country is just this blob of red. And So now USA cases total confirmed. I'm not sure the discrepancy here, but I'm going to go with this number here. 711,000 people. Total deaths in the United States, 37,625. Total tested, 3.5 million. Florida has 240,000 people tested. So the biggest states in the union here, so New York, California, Florida, Texas, the Northeast has a big population center, of course, Jersey, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. So we see a lot of testing done in the main population areas. I think as we get down, probably don't see as much in some of these smaller states like North Dakota, only 12,000 people tested. So the contagion is still out there and people still need to adhere to things. So one last quick look here, Palm Beach, Florida in particular. So this is cases by county. So they even drill down by the county. So Palm Beach confirmed cases, almost 2,100, 115 deaths. And I mean, it goes so deep, confirmed by population, the deaths, the fatality rate, but the breakdown here. So South Florida, Broward, almost 4,000 cases, and Miami-Dade, almost 9,000 cases, almost 200 deaths. So here is the breakdown of Palm Beach. When you click on it, this has a lot of data, like I mentioned, a lot of detailed about health insurance, who's covered, what demographics are covered, how many beds there are, how many ICU beds, the poverty percentage, total population here in the county is almost 1.5 million. How many people are over 65, confirmed cases, total deaths. The fatality rate here in Palm Beach is 5.5%, where the fatality for the state is around 3. And I think that's kind of been the norm for what we've seen maybe worldwide. And I could be wrong in saying that, but I feel like that's the right thing. So, I mean, as you see, the numbers are still there. The people are still in the hospital. People are still getting sick. And, you know, we're focusing on other stuff nationally and trying to pretend like things aren't there and that this invisible ghost is invisible and that it's not going to still be there. But it is. And the rhetoric needs to still be, this is the long haul. We still need to keep some things implemented and in place. And it's not going to be wide open. Everything's going to be like it was back in February, because it's not. So,
dude, I mean,
it's over here.
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, yeah. That's what that's the scary thing.
Beginning. It's we're getting toward the end of the beginning. It's not the beginning of the end.
It's like, I mean, the level of impatience that people are having, and I think that's a nice transition into our next topic. But before we get onto the fucking crazy protests that are going on, let's just I just wanted to draw a little bit of attention. This is a kind of just like an emerging story right now. Yeah, I just want to drop the headline, and because I don't know, I heard a little bit about it, but you know, because you mentioned earlier, you're talking about these Midwest and northern states. I mean, do you realize right now that there's reports coming out that the biggest outbreak, the most like per capita kind of consolidated in one region outbreak, is in South Dakota right now?
Really?
Yeah, South Dakota. I'll just bring this up real quick.
Talk about it.
Yeah, South Dakota, you know, and so everybody, you know, just to drop a little vegan propaganda real quick. This, if this did like all the other coronaviruses throughout all of this history, all of you know, the past 20 years, or the swine flu, the bird flu, it all starts with animals. Okay, so just remember that. And lo and behold, what do we have here? But the biggest outbreak right now, South Dakota pork plant becomes the largest coronavirus hotspot in the U.S. Yeah.
This is the one. Yeah, I think they shut it down.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, right? They shut down the plant.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the plant, which accounts for 4 to 5% of all pork production in the U.S. and employs about 3,700 workers, closed last week. Many of the employees are non-English speaking immigrants through Sioux Falls, man, blah 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 blah. So just so a lot of people recognize, it's not just happening in the big cities anymore. Everybody, I mean, it's middle north, you know, Midwest.
But you know what? That also shows just what it does with respect to it affecting a small cluster of people. That it probably all it took was one person in that plant, and then they're all probably very close. I don't know what the layout is in that plant in particular, but I'm going to assume that they're all probably working very closely together and within proximity to one another,
Yep.
and just exploded. And now look how many people are sick, and look how many people probably have it and haven't even probably been tested. And it's the same problem we see around the country and the world, man. It's the same shit. So it's frustrating. But yeah, that's a good segue into, I think, what we were going to talk about. And I'm going to bring it up, if I may, here, Boutique. I'm going to share my screen one more time with everybody.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh man.
So I mean, so I have to say, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, about, the impending, fear of civil unrest, and it
Yep.
appears it's the bottle has been popped. It's
Yes,
on.
it has.
Yep, it's on.
The genie is out. Pandora's box is open.
Good
And
Lord.
guess who's leading the charge? Good old Presidente Trump.
Good old orange butt plug.
Unbelievably is inciting these people, and it's blatant. It's blatant. I mean, his text messages of liberate, like that we're controlled, that these states are occupied by like communist China, and that we've been invaded, that you have to liberate, like this is like World War II, that we're going in to liberate France. Like you have to go liberate these states. So he only targeted democratically controlled states, like Democratic governors. So he's on the tear against them, and then he just backs off from it. Like, no, they're everyone there is very responsible as far as who's protesting. Does this look responsible in the day and age of social distancing? Everybody, I'll let you have your own opinion. So this is here in Orlando. So this is on the ground in Florida. And I'm going to pause it as things go by. This is from yesterday, the 17th. So let's just observe what do we see going on here. Obviously, Trump,
nobody's socially distancing. That's for sure.
Not one per. Do you see one mask? I don't see one mask. Oh, one. Sorry, excuse me. I see one person out of probably the, let's just assume 50 or so in just this shop right here, right? Obviously, these are all Trump people, every single one of them. And I mean, you can see obviously Trump, Pence. She's wearing a Trump shirt right here. She got a MAGA hat on. I believe this says here, maybe so freedom over fear. There is no virus, something, I can't read that. Sorry. Plandemic back here. Plandemic. Trump, Pence over here. Trump 2016. Yep. Freedom over fear. Freedom, not tyranny.
Yep.
Security without liberty is called prison. Reopen schools, reopen Florida. Freedom, upside down American flag. Freedom over fear. Stay home. I mean, just don't tread on me, of course, the symbol of the alt-right. I mean, just the biggest group of fucking idiots I've ever seen in my life.
And dude, and you know what's crazy about this, dude? It was really fucking crazy. But I mean, it's pure irony, and it would be funny if this was a movie, if this was, because we've seen this in movies before. We saw this in Independence Day when the aliens were coming and all those people were on top of the Empire State Building and shit, and the aliens come down and they were the first to get blown up. And these are going to be the next motherfuckers that are sitting. What's not funny about this, these assholes are going to be sitting in the hospital in a week or whatever, and they're going to be clogging it up like they should be clogging up a toilet, and they're going to be clogging it up. They're going to be infecting our nurses, our doctors, and they're going to be taking up space in an already overloaded healthcare system that is gonna that space that should be going to people who really need it. You know what I mean? Like older people, elderly people, people who have real health problems. These fuckers, they just need to stay home. They just need to stay home. That's all you need to do. And yeah. Okay, let's check out. You gonna play this video?
So yeah, this I'm probably not going to play this full video, but so this is from the Guardian, UK publication.
Yeah, I've seen this. There's something. Yeah, there's some good stuff to talk about in here. Yeah.
So here we go. So this is Michigan. Half-wits gotta go. Make America great, little boy. So here we go. Thousands of people. Look at all these people. Jesus Christ almighty. Guns, baby. Get your gun. Get your AK.
Let's get the kids involved.
Do you want me to stop it here for a second? Here, let's talk about that. This is like symbolic, Greg, right? Like, go for it. What do you got to say?
Look at this. Look at this. These mofo's with guns. Like, and I feel like not only do I feel terrible about the people who are reporting on this, like, God, man, like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, we all know we have like, you know, we know, you know, we're journalists right in our family and friends and stuff like that. And like, man, I feel bad for the people that are reporting on this because they're still at work. And look at these guns. Like, dude, I'm sorry to say, if this was like a Black Lives Matter protest and people were running around with fucking machine guns and rifles and shit, dude, it would be over. It would be done. But these privileged a-hole honkies right here. And the thing is, like,
you're gonna have the scope rifle, man. Hey, it's just another day protesting. It's my God-given right, man. That's
and then let me I'll bring this up because I think there's this one lady too that came before, and it's very interesting what she had to say too. I don't know if it was easy to hear, but I'll just kind of reiterate what she said. She was saying, you know, we want to go back to work. We want to go back to work. My husband and I are both seeking unemployment payments for the first time ever, and like against our will. You know what I mean? And it's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, I understand this and this we've talked about this, I think, way back on our first episode about like the depiction of in American society of the welfare system and how it's like so lowly looked upon. So now that we've come to this opportunity where we do have to take advantage of the social safety net, there are these like arrogant, privileged mofos who are like, no, like, we're being forced against our will to seek welfare. I never thought I'd be like one of those people seeking welfare, you know? And it's just like, dude, just stay home, just relax.
I mean, but you know what, like, and not to drift off into that talk, but I mean, you're right, as we did mention in our, I think it was like one of our first broadcasts, that I'm kind of the same way with those people in the respect of this particularly, that I've been working in my former industry, or my industry, whatever you want to call it, for 17 years. And I've had a job for 17 years. And this is my first, and I'm lucky, and I've worked really hard at that. And like, I've been blessed, and I've been so blessed that this is the first time in my life that I've had to go to these systems that are built into our society to be there for this exact moment. And so like, I'm okay with that. And like, I'm happy to have that. I'm blessed to have that. And it's been a complete disaster here in Florida. So wherever that woman was living, hopefully she's in a better state than this shithole when it comes to the way that this Department of Economic Opportunity, there is zero opportunity. It's been a disaster. And at least the governor has owned that and said that it's been deplorable, and they're working to try to make some changes. But anyway, all right. So moving on. So let's hear what this lady has to say. Oh, is this that lady? Was that her?
Lady, yeah.
The lady? Okay, all right. Let's start. Okay. What? This is the complaint. This is what they're complaining about. Is that like, look at my grand bald spot here. This is unacceptable.
Yeah,
that, like,
and it's like,
I gotta use the internet and purchase at-home care products that I could use myself. Right, so like, What first world problems is bullshit? Is
Exactly. Yeah.
like,
Like, I mean, like, okay, like, man, like, I just like, okay, like, I'll bring it down for a minute. I'll bring it down for a minute.
all right,
Like,
here we go.
okay,
Go
so
for it.
so I mean, okay, I gotta reach out. You know, we want to reach out and try to understand people. So I
Correct.
understand that for everybody, this is a shock to the system. You know what I mean? Like, I
Correct. It is.
understand it's hard to do it, but you've had a couple weeks to think about it, reflect on it. Goddamn, like, I mean, how selfish is this?
Yeah.
This is selfish, man. Like, I understand that it's shocking and it's sad and that you don't get to live life as normal and you got to do all these things, but still, you're driving around in a car. You know what I mean? Like, you probably got 500 rolls of toilet paper sitting at home, and like, if you really need to, you still do have the opportunity to like go out to like CVS and like pick up some hair dye or whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
Like,
can't. Not all the stores are closed. Exactly. She can still
yeah,
go to the supermarket. What
like,
the
if you
hell is she?
really got to. So, but
Uh,
this is privilege, and like the thing is too is like, you know what, I feel like I feel like a little bit, a lot of people don't understand that, because probably a lot of
yeah,
these people aren't like so wealthy in US standards, maybe, I don't know, well, not so well educated, so in a way they are probably, I don't want to make a lot of assumptions, but I will, like, in a way impoverished in a certain way, but like still, like, they don't realize the privileges that they have. Maybe there are some restrictions on their privileges at this point in time, but still so many privileges
right.
that the fact that they can even go out and have this protest, because what I thought, I
Right.
was like, well, there are these restrictions in Michigan. I was like, where's the police? Like, and the police are like, I ain't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole,
Hell
like,
no.
and the way I'm not gonna endanger my life because of these dumbasses,
Right.
but the thing is like, if but the thing is like, where do the police come in here, like, where, or thing, because then, I mean, these people got rifles, it's dangerous, and like I said, I mean, just compare this to if this was a protest with like color, people of color, Black Lives Matter, anything like this, it would have been a whole different story, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you would have seen riot police and riot gear,
Yeah.
tear gas. You would have seen the whole thing, man.
and
Absolutely.
and just another thing, we have the same kind of restrictions going on over here in Norway and Europe, and I just haven't seen anything like this. This is unique, this is, again, this is kind of this, I don't I keep saying this time and time again, the good old Noam Chomsky was saying the other day, but this is like this kind of American exceptionalism. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, we're all in this together, like, we all are dealing with this shit around the world, like, everybody's dealing with it, the kind of the same stuff, really, like these kind of soft restrictions, and some people have more strict restrictions, like, and in this kind of case, like, I don't know if you saw these videos with the and like, I mean, it's totally crazy in India where they're like actually walking around with sticks, like hitting people back into their houses and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude,
Really.
but it's like, dude,
Oh,
we don't want it to end up like that. If people keep acting like this, then it will end up like that, like, like,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, on also the same token, I don't think we're gonna go backwards. Like, I think once Trump opens it, unless there's a huge spike in cases, like he's not gonna want to turn back and do a full lockdown of the
oh
country again.
no.
So we're already moving past that, and like we're just gonna it's just gonna be up to the different areas and the different locations what they do. But like, that's crazy. I didn't know about that with India. Let's go back and listen to what our good friend
Yes.
here, Great American, has to say.
Yeah.
We're tired of not being able to buy the things that we need, go to the hairdressers, get our hair done. It's time to open up.
Trump pants. Lock her up. Oh, lock her up, Trent.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, it's back again.
it's back in. Look at all these people. Yep. Look at that. 1,900 people. 1,900 people have died, and look what these idiots are
and
doing.
and yeah, and like, all of these people are going to get coronavirus.
Good. Hands off our citizens.
Dude, but what I think I gotta say is, what's so ironic about this is that these people are doing like, exactly. They're screwing themselves because they're just
Yeah.
gonna get sick. You know, they're
Right.
gonna get sick. They're gonna end up in the hospital, and like, it doesn't.
If these people, like, if they just all had stayed in their cars, then okay. But all of these fucking fools back here, all these, look at this. Look at these morons. How many people are in this shot? Get out of here, man. Like, so the governor is absolutely right. Yep.
I have to say, like, you know, I know I wish these people would get locked up. You know, like, it's
They
is like,
should. I honestly, I think, shouldn't they? I mean, aren't they defying the governor's
I mean,
orders?
dude, this shit is dangerous. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's like, you remember Pigpen from like Snoopy? You know, like Peanuts. You know, I mean, imagine, you know, Pigpen, and he's walking around. He's got this cloud of dirt around him. I
Yeah.
mean, that shit's real. Like, you know, that's just why
Yeah.
we stand a meter or two away from each other. And all these people, it's like one big freaking pig pen,
Yeah.
and like, and they're spreading, and it's not just like because the thing is, a lot of people don't think about it, it's like all the everything they touch, what's on their shoes, like they're spreading these germs everywhere,
And
you
just
know.
like, look, I mean, I'm with you on that. You're going 100%. But like, look, I feel the same way that these people do. Like, I want to have my job back. I
Mhm.
want to be able to go to the beach. I want to be able to go to a concert. I want to be able to go to a baseball game. I want every single thing that all these people do. But
Mhm.
it's not something that is in the greater good right now. It just, it's selfish. It's that same
It's
thing that you
selfish, dude.
said.
I mean, yeah, dude, we all want that. You know what I mean? I mean,
Totally.
we all want like a nice life. You know what I mean? But the thing is like, and we'll probably get more into this the next episode, because I really want to talk about you know, like the refugee crises and whatnot. But I mean, it's like, dude, it's like people like in Syria want their life back. Syria used to be a beautiful
Right.
country. Like, people, you know, in like, you know, you know, New Zealand, like, there's an earthquake, you want your life back, you know,
Right.
like, you know, it's like people, you know, shit happens, you know, we got to be like,
Everywhere.
we got to.
Let's continue. Let's hear what the governor has to say also with this here. Hold on.
Close proximity, they were touching one another.
Yep.
That's how COVID-19 spread.
Yep.
And so the sad irony here is that the protest was that they don't like being in this stay home order. And they may have just created a need to lengthen it. Something that we're trying to avoid
Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. The militia has arrived. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at this guy. Holy shit. Dude, that ain't no scope rifle. That's a goddamn, like, what is that?
Like
AR-15?
some.
Look at these guys. At least they have masks on, I guess. But like, the goddamn Michigan militia is out. Look at this.
This is crazy.
Oh my God, dude. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Thomas Jefferson quote. Wow. Okay.
What this is what the problem with that is like, man, you already, I mean, you already are a slave, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's a slave to the system a long time ago. These people, you know, this is the thing, and this is what the government likes. The government, I mean, Trump loves this. Like, go. I have that article too, but maybe go back to that article, because we can check out some Trump tweets.
Where it says the very responsible.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, hold on.
Because the thing is this is great. This is fantastic for Trump's base. You know what I mean? Because this is
Oh,
Trump's
yeah.
base. So this is him right now, just totally like what do I say, lobbying for the base. You know what I mean? He and this is what they want. They say, oh yeah, okay, here you go. Here's your crumbs. You know, with here's your little check,
Yeah.
peasants, plebes. You know, here you go.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, let's just duke it out. Yeah, sure. Have your guns, parade around in the streets, have fun, and vote for me. And I'm gonna continue to fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna continue to, dude, bail out the most humongous bailout ever of like monstrous corporations. You know,
Yep. Yep.
stealing all your money, all your money.
Yep. and people don't even care. I mean, or if they do, they're just blind. They're just blind sheep. I read an article yesterday. Maybe I can look it up real quick when I transition off this, but that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which is a high-end steakhouse here in America, a high-end steakhouse chain, they got like a $40 million loan. There was big hotels that got huge loans. Like, no wonder why that small business money is gone now. It's evaporated. $360 billion is gone in 2-3 weeks, because guess what? Where that lady wanted to go get her hair done at her friend's salon, that ain't gonna be there anymore.
It ain't open.
They didn't get the SBA loan, I bet you. And so, like, who's she gonna complain to then? Oh, by the way, it was your president who did that. Like, get your head out of the sand, idiots, man.
Yeah.
So like, here we go. Liberate Minnesota, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, save your great Second Amendment. Again, gun rights here. It's under siege. His own, Some purchasers carried guns, waved Trump and Confederate flags. Here we go again. Goddamn Nazis are back here. Sought to frame the debate as a defense of constitutional freedom. God bless them. It's going to happen all over this country. Fox News, Jeannie Pre, she's a crazy nut. These people are expressing their views. This is Trump talking. I see where they are and I see the way they're working. They seem to be very responsible people to me, but they've been treated a little rough. What the hell? Oh my God. Yeah, okay, here, this is what you talked about.
I didn't see a single cop anywhere. Like that.
No, I didn't either. You're right.
Nobody's roughing them up at all. You know, like it's
that they were the Charlottesville, Virginia. That those were very fine people on both sides.
Oh yeah, so he's kind of like rephrasing it in a different way, but he's signaling to it's a dog whistle, you know what I mean? He's signaling to his base. He's saying, "Hey, remember me? You know, very fine people. I'm talking to you guys again. You know, don't forget to vote for me." And what's so crazy about what blows my mind? This is insane. What blows my mind is that these people are protesting against, like, they have such distrust in the government, which I can't blame so much for that, but such trust in Trump, who is the leader of the government.
Right. Dear leader. Let's see. So how are we going from COVID to talking about something that's going on in the state? So Virginia, just for everyone at home, Virginia is usually traditionally a red Republican state. In the 2018 midterm elections, they voted to have, for the first time, I think in 50 plus years, to have like a Democratic governor.
Yeah, it's like
or what?
It's kind of turned into like a purple state.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Yeah.
Good way to say it. And so, but he implemented some changes to some gun laws and had like deeper background checks. And so of course, this idiot is going to assume that that's an infringement on that and on your gun rights, and no background checks. And I'm not exactly familiar with what the piece of legislation Virginia passed, but obviously, again, like you said, it's to pander to the base.
What he doesn't care.
Horrible
you know
thing.
what I mean?
It's a horrible thing. The amendment. What is still on?
Can you turn up? I'm getting feedback that the volume is quite low.
Okay, sorry out there, everyone. That's up.
Which makes me happy to know that some people are actually getting their news from us right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's no fake news here. This is no spin zone. I can't turn it up. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's okay, everybody. Thanks for your feedback, though. We take it and we're going to improve upon it next time.
Right,
yeah.
If we
maybe we can just summarize what he's saying here.
Yeah.
I see we're gonna have to wrap it up in about 5
Yeah,
or
all right.
10,
Let me move on. There was other things you wanted to talk about? But
well, I think we can jam on this for a few more minutes, because the other things we wanted to talk about, I can give a little teaser towards the end here. And we'll have to just save it for next episode, because it's gonna be a juicy one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, man. What was your take on what he was saying? And I mean,
It's just,
yeah, go.
it's just. I mean, it's just getting so ridiculous, man. It's getting the whole thing is getting comical. I mean, just to wrap up here a little bit, and I'm sorry for everybody out there. I know usually we go a little bit longer, but time and circumstances making us come to a close. We've been going for almost an hour, anyways. But anyways, um, I mean, look at the state that we're in right now. I mean, take this. Let's just meditate on this for a moment. The state that we're in right now. We've got Donald Trump, this cartoon character who's the president of the United States and has been the president for a while, just talking all kinds of nonsense, pandering to his base. And the truth is, I always gotta be honest about this too, man. Donald Trump is a symptom of the greater problem. You know what I mean? So we always have to remember that we get a bit tied up in the ridiculousness sometimes, but there is like so many systemic and like socio-cultural and economic issues that have all led up to this monster that has been birthed from just years and years of neoliberalism and neoconservatism and trickle down economics. And I mean, it just goes on and on military industrial complex, you know, every Reagan, Clinton, all these mofos, they all screwed it up big time. Obama's in there too. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
and so the thing is, we always have to remember that Trump is the symptom, and every time that we think it's gonna get better, it seems like it just gets increasingly worse. Like we're like, oh, it can't get worse than Reagan, and we got Bush, can't get worse than Bush, and we got Trump, we got Clinton, Obama. It's all, and it's like a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing and all this kind of
yeah.
stuff. So I mean, I think we got to explore that a little bit more in the future too, of like, you know, how this is happening, why this has happened, and there's a lot of really great thinkers about that out there. um but then also on the other side, I mean, and we'll get into this more in the future episodes too, is on the other side. Then on the other side, we got the ridiculousness going on with the Democratic National Convention party. Bernie Sanders, Biden is the one that's going to go up and challenge this guy. I mean, good Lord, he's going to get ripped to shreds.
No.
And yeah.
Look, I think where we're at now, like it
I don't know what's gonna happen, but right now it doesn't look good.
no, I'm exasperated all over. It's again like because look, I think people like me, you, I mean, people that we know, like, and people that are on the other side as well. Like, we all know, like, I know how people are going to vote. I know how some people are going to vote. And really, what it matters is the people in the middle, the undecided people, the people who are independent or maybe a little bit more centrist and can blow either way by how they feel or with what's been impacting them directly. And uh, you gotta hope. I mean, you gotta hope that certain things happen in order to make a change. And it's so hard to see that right now, and see what that change could be. And you know, I think there are things that Bernie did that definitely have rubbed off and have changed the Democratic Party. Hopefully in a way that it could
Definitely
appeal
changed
to
the conversation. Yeah.
Oh, totally
I don't know
has.
if it, I don't know. I don't know if it changed the party. Well, that's to be seen, you know, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but you know, to be determined. But I mean,
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
know what we're getting from the other side,
yeah.
and that's just unsustainable for. I mean, just especially even more so now what we've seen and how this whole thing has been handled,
Yeah.
and just all encompassing of what things are, and where we're gonna go if that continues. And I mean, there's still a lot of unknown, a lot of fear, and I think we just want some stability as a society and as a world. We just want some stability. And we got a long way to go to get there, man. We got a long way to go.
Oh yeah, whew, that's opening up a whole can of worms. Well, you know what? I think I'm really glad we had this session today. I know we kind of put it together at the moment's notice, but I think it was very important that we got in here just to kind of comment on the current status, because I really love when we capture these just unique moments in time, and we're at a very unique moment in time in world history and in American history, and with these protests over the weekend, it's just a explosion of kind of frustration and fear and tension, and we're gonna have to really track it as it continues. Now, coming up next week, I think we have a whole lot of amazing things to talk about. We're gonna be talking about the new just a little. I'm gonna just drop some juicy tidbits for what's coming up in the next couple days here on Progressives Abroad. We're gonna be talking about over here in abroad. There's a lot of new tracking apps coming out, sounding a bit spooky, but also a bit advantageous, a bit good. We'll see. We're gonna have a little debate about that next week. I know here one just dropped in Norway 2 days ago, and this is very interesting what's happening about that. We're also going to get into a little bit more of what's happening on what we were just talking about, what's happening with the Democrats right now and where we see this going in the next couple of months. What's changed, what needs to change. Should we just throw it all in the dumpster fire that it is at this moment? And we might even delve into a little bit of what happening down upon the border, because it's very interesting right now, everybody. There's a lot everything that was happening before coronavirus is still happening.
Yep.
You just don't hear about it anymore.
Nope,
So we're going to
right.
get more into that too. So Screaming Eagle, man, it's always an amazing pleasure and honor to talk with you. And we're gonna be back real soon. It's getting fired up right now. It's getting fired up.
Like you said, we're living through history right now.
It's amazing.
These are real moments that 20 years from now, when we look back on this and we say, wow. And we're literally living through history. So it's good that we're taking time to analyze things, but, kind of taking a step back to look at the bigger picture as well too. And then still keeping our eye focused on other things that are still going on. Because you're right, the world around us is not completely stopped. There's still things happening, and there's still things taking place. And people are trying to sneak some stuff in, which we're going to talk about, especially on the border, of what's going on, the atrocities that are going on down there, and what the Trump administration continues to do when it comes to
advantage of, yeah.
So forth, of course. So that's what I mean, is that people in all realms of life are going to try to capitalize on this crisis and to try to sneak things in under the radar. And we have to be aware. We have to be mindful. We have to continue to talk about these things and keep them at the forefront of what we discuss, but also being mindful of what we're living through and what time we're living in, and just how surreal all this is. But it's real. It's real as hell. And we will make it through it all together. We will continue to evolve and change and progress. I'm hopeful for society. I'm hopeful for all of us, but one step at a time, one day at a time, and let's continue the conversation, man. I look forward to it, and stay safe, my brother.
Fabulous. So yes, once again, everybody, thanks to Screaming Eagle for this is what we do. What can I say? Hey everybody, whoever's listening out there, please stay tuned. We'll be back in the next couple days once again with our live stream. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can stay tuned to all our updates. You can click on the bell so you can be alerted immediately when we're going live or when a new video pops up. Feel free to share this with all your friends and family, like our pages all over the internet, follow us on Twitter, and you can find out more on the internet. So thanks everybody please give us a shout, send us your comments, send us your feedback. Progressives Abroad, over and out.
Peace and love, everybody.